Hey guys, Frosty here. This is gonna be one of the playoff reviews, and this one is gonna be Saints and the Chicago Bears. Oh boy. Um, I thought these videos were gonna be longer, but honestly, and I'm gonna say this: if you're looking forward to the Browns and Steelers, that's gonna be the last podcast I am doing because it is very. Of course, I am gonna make my prediction. I really can't because I just heard that Joe Hayden of the Pittsburgh Steelers is injured. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on or anything like that. So it'll be pretty interesting. But for the Chicago Bears and the New Orleans Saints, this is such a game. I would say Saints, except Kamara is out, Latavius Murray is out, and their entire running back core is still out, and they are facing a very good defense and an offense that is still pretty decent, pretty decent. And of course, if you're making Drew Brees throw that ball, that is not a good thing. I think he can destroy bad defenses easily. But a good defense, I haven't seen that at all this year. Like I haven't seen him destroy a good defense. And you can say my Buccaneers, but I mean, personally, I would say I don't think so. I would wipe that away. But yeah, personally, Chicago Bears full healthy, so that's pretty good. Ty Montgomery and I think Tyree Cohen is also, both of them are back. So that is a lot of really good running game. And of course, Trubisky, I think, works a lot better when he has a good running game. So to be completely honest with you, I think Bears are going to look pretty good. I would not be surprised if there's an upset, but the Saints defense has been usually, and of course, if you go back to 2017, 2018, this defense was kind of sus. Very suspect. Not really. It was like, oh, their offense is so good that their defense doesn't need to be great. I would say it's kind of turned. This defense looked really, really good this year. Of course, making quite a few trades at the deadline that are pretty good to kind of solidify the defensive core. I think they have. I don't want to say for sure. I'm pretty sure they got Quan Alexander. I'm 95% sure, but they got Quan Alexander. That kind of helps that shaky linebacker core. Um, but again, if we're gonna break it down, kind of like, well, they have Michael Thomas back. Let me be frank. Michael Thomas is a joke. He has not played well all year. The leading receiver of the Saints is Emmanuel Sanders, who I think he's also on his last legs. So I don't even want to get into that. But at the same time, I do feel like you got. I feel like it's gonna be, and my prediction is gonna be for now the Saints. But I would not be surprised if it was the Bears. I would not. I gotta be completely honest with you. I wouldn't. This team's defense can literally. I mean, it carried them. I mean, remember, 2 years ago, it carried them to a divisional win, which I think is amazing. But yeah, I. I mean, I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore about this. Just because of the playoffs. I'm gonna probably list a few other small stuff in these playoff videos, but it'll mostly be I'll probably make a playlist just called playoffs. And I'll probably put videos like this here. Larry Fitzgerald is officially retiring from the league. I was shocked. And I know what people are gonna say. He's getting old, but he's still good. I don't know if he thought he could leave and not give up on the team. I think he left because he thought the franchise was in a great place. Like you have Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, and Kyler Murray, which is a pretty good trio. And I get why they're like, yeah, you know what? And of course, it's just I feel like he shouldn't have retired and waited a couple more years because I feel like he would go and get a ring because Larry Fitzgerald is like one of the most lovable players in the league, and I don't know anyone who can doubt it. Joe Thomas, Calvin Johnson, and Larry Fitzgerald are probably three of the most lovable players in the league, and yet all go ringless, which I mean, Fitzgerald at least saw a Super Bowl. That's something, but it's just a dang shame, man. From what I mean, because I usually do keep up with the retirements. Patriots, nothing yet, and I am just like feeling good because, as I said, we can't compete once our old guys retire because that's a good bit of our defense. But if they come back play, we resign them. Of course, we have Devin McCourty under another contract, and that's kind of the scary thing with a Patriots fan, and that's kind of the whole thing about being a Patriots fan is that you can have up to 10 players leave, and that's just because of retirement, and that's just kind of what it is, and that's just what it's scary about to be a Patriots fan. It's not like fear mongering, but it's definitely like a thought that goes in our head. Um, the one guy I'm shocked who is retiring is Frank Gore, because a lot of people were thinking he's going to retire. He's not. He says if there's a good offer, I think a team should sign him because hey, if you need a good running back, get him. I think he might go to Washington, which wouldn't be a bad idea. But I know what people are going to ask. Is Drew Brees or Philip Rivers, is this it? Because obviously a lot of names that were thrown around, Fitzgerald really wasn't the option because everyone thought he was going to retire last year. Nope. Um, I don't think Philip Rivers is going to retire. I think he's going to sign a 2-year deal with the Colts and be their quarterback. I don't think he's done as a Colt yet. I don't. Brees, there has been so much talk, and honestly, if he didn't get injured, I would say, okay, he's gonna play one more season. He's gonna finish out his contract. I don't know, and I'm not gonna go into Big Ben because unless Pittsburgh doesn't re-sign him, or no, unless he does retire, which he's already said he doesn't, I'm not gonna talk about him. But Drew Brees, wouldn't be shocked if he hung up the cleats. Like I would not be shocked at all, whatsoever. To the point of I mean, if someone came up to me and said, "Oh, dude, Drew Brees retired," I'd be like, "I know. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. I'm not tired." Of course, they shouldn't be coming up to me. They should be sending me an email or telling me from a nice, safe 30 feet distance. But yeah, um, uh, I I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if him and Emmanuel Sanders both hang up the cleats, and um. I don't know what Drew Brees is gonna say because again, I don't think Taysom Hill is the guy. I'm being completely honest. Like, I just don't think he's the guy. And you have a decent free agency coming up with quarterbacks, and there's a lot of young guys, and you still have Jameis who could be pretty good. I mean, in the games he's played this year, he's played played decent. I wouldn't be against. And again, if you lose a season, let's be real, you're gonna get a good draft pick and you're gonna get a good player. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. And again, I think with Sean Payne and that team, you might not even need a good quarterback to still make playoffs. So I wouldn't worry about it. But I do think he's gonna hang it up. I mean he's up there and he's taken injuries to his arm 2 years in a row. And as I said, Tom Brady tore his ACL. He's had his own injuries, but he's never had something that bad repeatedly to where I'm not going to be. And also, I mean, I will say this: the videos will be circled around the teams. So, I mean, hey, going on theme. Chicago, like I said, I don't know. I don't know about them yet. I think they might be more of a free agent team like the Eagles. But the Saints, I think, have some of the best backup quarterbacks in the league. I mean, Taysom Hill isn't great, but he's not horrible. Jameis showed promise. So I don't think Saints fans need to be worried. I just think you need to salute and respect him because, hey, he did get you a Super Bowl even though that Super Bowl is going to be tainted, don't fight it. I mean, if I have to live with the Deflategate Super Bowl, then I think the Saints should live with Bountygate Super Bowl. So yeah. Um, reason why I say Bears, it's because I need to see how good for if Trubisky it comes as a playoff game. I might because I will make videos on the losing teams after every round and kind of like where they go from here, or at least try to, or at least depending on like with Cleveland, I'm not gonna do anything on it. Pittsburgh, okay, let me be real. The Pittsburgh Browns one is just gonna be me laughing at Pittsburgh and making fun of them because honestly, my thoughts on the Browns are they earned this. I do want to say that about the Bears too. They definitely earned coming back and slipping into the seventh seed. So I think they did a pretty well done job. Saints, I think this was the only year that they could beat Tampa and kind of like be like, you know what we did? We did it. Like we did it. We are the champions. We 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 beat Brady. We proved that he's nothing. Uh, except there's one problem. That's that's I feel like what happened. I feel like the entire team is playing for him and they're doing the best they can. And I think that's why they look really dang good going into the postseason. That is all I have today. Stay frosty, stay safe, and have a great one.